Don't ask that.
Your donut.
Take a bite.
Please say it with a mouthful of donut. All right, this is Democracy Bytes. I can't clap in the middle of that, can I? I'm still learning sound. This is Democracy Bytes. Civic lessons short enough to consume with your avocado toast.
Don't have much time. Good, neither do we. So sit down.
That's you. That was yeah, but you
That was
have to come in.
perfect too, dude.
That was good.
I was like waiting for him to go. But
Just
this
roll in
is,
the
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, democracy, mother.
It's not just for old people.
That's right.
Dun-dun-dun.
All right, this
Little intro
is some
music.
music. All right, so our first segment. This is our first podcast. Yay!
Weird transition.
We're doing.
We should do things like in the comments or in that caption or whatever. We'd be like, take a shot for every time Shane reach in to grab a donut.
Oh yeah, just zoom in. Shane gets another donut.
Allie in the corner and dings every 2
Ding!
seconds.
That's hysterical. I love
I
that.
don't want to be liable for this.
All right, so segment 1: how to register to vote.
Alright, registering to vote.
Registering to vote. Yeah.
Right.
Are you guys registered to vote?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Registered.
did not complete my application, but you did get me started on it.
We
so I can
got
say that
Brian
much.
started. Okay, good.
So, if I hadn't had that conversation with you, how would I get started into registering to vote?
You know, it's like stupid easy.
Okay.
So so what's stopping you from registering to vote? That would be my first question, right?
I
What are some reasons that people don't do it?
Well, I guess one of the reasons would just be awareness. Like, maybe you don't even know that you have to register to vote in order to vote.
Oh, that's
So maybe that could be a limiting factor, and also just not knowing how to get started.
yeah. I think it's people just put it on the back burner too, right? You're just
Some
like,
people just
oh,
don't
eventually I'll do
care.
it.
They just put it aside like, oh, I'll do this. Like the election's in another 4 years. I'm fine.
Yeah.
There's
But-
no urgency to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, and then you realize like you're 30 days before
Of
the
course.
time to, so we'll talk about that. Okay, so all you're gonna do, honestly, is you're gonna go to your state. So we are not in any way affiliated with rockthevote.org, but I'm gonna say that is such a great resource. So if you go to rockthevote.org, you can actually pull up a map, and it's gonna have all the different states on there, and if you click on your state, it's gonna give you step-by-step instructions on how to do that. So for most states, it's going to be printing off. You can usually fill out the form online, but then you're going to have to print it off and mail it in. You can also go to a lot of places. You can go to the DMV or the library or your local registrar's office. So it's a pretty simple process. So we actually have a couple questions.
How old do you have to be though?
Oh, okay. So how old do you think you have to be?
18 is my guess.
18 is actually not correct. Yeah, you don't have to be 18 because you just have to be 18 to
On
vote.
election
So
day.
on election day,
Yeah.
that's right. So this actually varies state by state as well. So if you want to go and look up your state again, for most states it's somewhere like 17 and a half. Some of it's a minimum of 17 and a half. I think in Texas it's 17 and 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
So in Texas too, you have to vote, or you have to register to vote 30 days in advance.
Yeah.
So you,
I mean, you have Google, guys. Come on, just
Google,
look it
right,
up.
right.
How old do I
Everybody
have
can
to
look it
be
up.
to
How old do I have to
register?
be to vote?
I know you're already on Google right
In your
now.
state.
You're
Everybody,
watching
yes.
us on the internet.
But
Come
the
on.
Yeah.
thing is too, it's like, where do you go? I know you can just go to a library, but you can't just Google like where to register to vote, because Colin does it only on certain days and at certain times.
Yeah. Well, okay, so there are organizations that will kind of do it for you. They go, this is another cool thing too, right? Registering to vote is not the only way to get involved.
Mm-hmm.
You can get involved with these groups that go around and help people get registered to vote. And what they do is they collect your forms for you and they'll submit them for you. So if you're a college student, you might be able to go do it that way. Or you can literally just walk into your library or DMV or whatever locations, and usually it's like put in your state, put in your zip code, and it'll tell you exactly where you need to go to get these forms. So we do have some other write-in questions from viewers like you.
PBS.
Let's see. Audrey asks, I might already be registered, but I can't remember. Can I register a second time just in case?
Why not?
Why not?
Better to be safe than sorry.
But you know what you have to do?
What?
You can actually check online.
You can.
You can.
I
You
don't
can check
believe that.
I know. So you just go to, again, your state. So in Texas, it's votetexas.org. And you can go to your state's website. It's usually the Secretary of the State website, whatever theirs, it varies. But you type in your name, your address, and usually your birthday, and it'll tell you whether or not you're registered to vote. So,
What if I don't have a printer to print it off the registration?
You can go to the library.
again, you can go to the library. Okay, so everybody here has taken
So
some
before
college
we get to
classes.
his question-
Is I didn't have a printer ever a good excuse?
Yeah, exactly. But to get to his question, before
Yeah.
we get to that question, there's a fact that needs to be said that you have to mail in your registration. You can't just do it online.
Yes.
So I think we skipped over that.
Yeah.
But yes, you do have
Yes.
to do it
You gotta mail it
on
in.
paper, mail it in.
Yes.
Um,
For Texas, I think there are a couple states actually where you
so
can
there
do
you
it
go,
online.
state. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't vote online. So you can register to vote and you can fill out the paperwork online and then just print it, mail it. Do you guys even have
I
like
know
envelopes and stamps
Whenever
anymore?
I registered,
Yes.
I went to a website and I filled out my information. They sent me my paper already pre-filled out, and I just need to sign it. And then they gave me an envelope to send it back.
Oh, they did.
When I went to
So-
the
Lucky you. I never even got the
That's way
thing. I had
easier.
to register first.
and I don't know if this is just Texas, but when I went to the DMV to get my license renewed because I
Yeah.
turned 18, in the mail a couple of days later when they sent the hard copy, they sent a voting registration form.
Oh yeah.
And that way I just had to mail it in.
Yep, just mail it in. Yeah, I mean, it's easy, guys, and it's important, and you do want to make sure that you do it. I know the election is not. We're now at this point. We're almost a year out from the elections, but
Local voting.
local voting is important, and that's going to be a whole nother
It's
segment.
super important. Yes.
And you want to do it at least 30 days in advance. Some states, they actually give you a smaller window where you can do it in advance, but you just need your registration to be postmarked by 30 days before the election date. Let's see. Okay, and I want to talk about addresses really quick too, because we've got people who are either out of state, or if you're in the military, or maybe you live in one state but you work part-time somewhere else. There are all kinds of situations where people just traveling during the time of the election. So you can get a voter absentee ballot, and you want to go through. It's www.fvat.org. That's FVAP. It's the Federal Voting Assistance Program. If you are in the military out there, most bases are going to have a VFAP representative that you can go to, and they're going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to do this. You can also call 1-800-438-VOTE. So if you have any questions about voting from out of state, and make sure you give yourself a good window so that you're not like 2 days before, like, I can't vote because I didn't do it in time. So if you move, you have to re-register to vote. And if you move, like we have one guy, I think he asked in here.
Mark.
Where's Mark? Mark says he's moving next week. Can he register to vote right away? That's another thing that's going to vary state to state.
What about what Sarah said? I have disability. Will there be access or assistance for me when I vote?
Yeah, great question, Sarah. We appreciate that one. That's a great opportunity to talk about the U.S. Election Assistance Commission, and you can go to www.eac.gov, and that is such a great resource because they're going to tell you
EA Sports.
not EA Sports, yeah. EAC, but if that helps you remember it, there you go. EAC.gov.
Sorry, we had to throw it out there.
So yeah, they're going to give you all the information. So whether it's you need assistance with reading or hearing or just physical access, all that information is going to be on there. There are lots of resources. Also, if your primary language is not English, that site has Chinese, Spanish, and a number of other things too. So lots of great resources out there. We're trying to make it really easy because it's so important.
It is easy after you're registered.
easy.
Well,
Yeah.
and then you don't have an excuse not to get involved.
Yeah.
That being said, I think we should transition into why local elections matter.
Yes.
Because federal elections, like when you're voting for the U.S. president, yes, your vote does matter, but ultimately it's the Electoral College that decides that.
Yeah.
So your opportunity to voice your opinion and be heard is really locally, and I'd like to touch some topics into why it's important to vote in local elections.
And we will do that in our next segment.
Okay. Cool.
I was gonna say something.
We gotta do it. No, it's not too late. It's not too late.
What?
Okay, let's go.
We can still cut things out, right? So we can get this in here.
Shane segment.
Shane segments. Ta-da! We got segments with Shane. What do you got for us today, Shane?
Okay, we got U.S. President trivia. Who was the first president born in the United States?
George Washington.
No.
George Washington.
It was actually the 8th president of the United States, Martin Van Buren.
Van Buren. All the way to 8. You know, it's not something I'd ever really thought of before.
Because the first 7 presidents were might have been born on the land of America, but we weren't independent yet. So they were British.
Still British
colonists.
subjects.
Mm-hmm, British subjects.
Yeah, the more you know.
Okay,
right.
boomers.
Subjects, guys. Okay.